Alright, screw it. This is my third take this morning. I was kind of showing some stuff that was laying around out there after the winds last night. I was picking it up. And it's raining. Well, apparently the raindrops shut you guys off. Totally screwed up the first one. Second time around, it's like, I had a really good second time around. First one went way too long anyway. But I guess for most of it, apparently I wasn't actually filming. Weather Service issued a high wind warning for us. They did this on Wednesday, like noon. And they said Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., high wind warning. 35 to 45 mile an hour winds, 60 mile an hour gusts. Okay. So last night, it starts raining about 6:30. Most of yesterday was pretty good. It was flat out dumping. About 5 minutes after the rain starts, get an alert on my phone. High wind warning for last night from 8:30 to, I don't know, like 2 o'clock or some damn thing. 25 to 35 mile an hour winds, 40 mile an hour gusts. Well, before 7 o'clock, the wind hit. We had pretty much 40 to 50 mile an hour winds or better all night long. And as for the gusts, there's some stuff that was not where it has been that hadn't moved in 60 and 80 mile an hour gusts yet. So who knows what we really had. Number 2 left for work and texted me and says, hey, there's a big branch laying in the driveway up here around the corner. So it's daylight enough now. I should go out and move it before number 1 comes in and drives it over. Haven't been able to see any trees and branches down. Looks like there might be one branch down the bottom, but couldn't really tell for sure. Probably should have made sure all the bins inside the barn still had the covers on them, because it comes through just right. It'll give them covers a wing, and probably laying out in the manure now. Who knows? So anyway, today's plans were, number 1 was going to have Steve with her again, and they took the fence out yesterday, and they were going to put it back in today. Well, I doubt you can walk out there now. So I got to figure something for people to do today. I'd really like to get some more of this stuff out of the way, because something I know somebody can do is work on a bike, if nothing else. Oh, goody. That's not dog pee. Dog just happened to walk through with wet feet. When the wind blows just right and it rains hard enough, been a spot up there for years, and we've been over the whole roof. Haven't been able to figure out where it is to seal it. Same with over here in this corner. And we know where it comes down, right on that chain, right on down, and splatters on everything. Not the best thing to have on the steel rack, but I don't know where else to seal. So I'll find something to show you later. Oh, I could show you one thing. Number 1 picked up some flags to put on her fiance's dump trucks. They're not what I used to get, but hey, it works good there. These things are just stapled on a stick. I used to get the ones that were made to go in your car window, hook on the window and stick up, and they slide right over a CB antenna just perfectly. Poke a little hole and put a zip tie on them, and they stay. And they used to hold up pretty good. So anyway, that's what's in that Amazon box. So you got me a dozen of them. I think that's what's in there. So I found a spot for 1. Really, I probably should have put it up above, but yeah, I didn't have a ladder in here. So anyway, I'll get you some more. Finish this back here. That's 8-inch channel, and then they extended it back 2 feet with 6-inch channel. I think somebody else has kind of redone some part of this at one point, but they didn't do this the way I would have done it. That cross member I would have cut to fit into the outer piece, and then butt them together corner-wise and filled the corners. Trim it to fit. A whole lot easier than adding a piece. And it doesn't look like they got anything straight. Well, this side anyway. That side appears to be straighter and flush across. So, weld some more holes in. Put a piece in that hole and weld it shut. Get that done, and there's a crack right here. Grind that out, weld her up. And it was out of paint, so number one went and picked up some more rattle cans. I don't really want to do the whole thing in rattle cans, but it seems to be some pretty good rust stopping paint. That's what all that is. Seems to be staying on good so far. I mean, that axle got beat around after getting painted. We used it on some other stuff, and it seems to hold up, and it's supposed to keep it from rusting anymore. So, and I just don't feel like going to town and buying a full gallon and then spending all the time. Rattle can's a lot quicker. Costs a little more, but on this, I think with the way it's going to get done, it's going to save time in the long run. Save a little money that way. So, that's what we're doing today. Oh, number one and Steve, she got her bracket for the CB antenna on her car, so I think they got that in. When it was sunshining for 10 minutes, and I went back to storming. Going to be that way all day. I'm thinking that's pretty much done enough. I was thinking about putting some gussets on the inside in here, but I don't know that it really needs it. I mean, I'm not overly confident of the old welds that were here, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere, and I threw enough new weld. And that's a pretty solid cross member there. I don't think things are going to wiggle. And our booms will slide down over the outside and bolt in and makes a cross member by itself right there. The boom frame's more than stout enough. So, that's good enough. Screw it. Fill the rest of the holes. Smoothed up the underneath of that. That's where the original rear end came to. Well, at least the rear end when we got it. Filled that hole. Made it all smooth on the outside. So, keep in mind the rear end that was in here was a little smaller than this one, but get my hand in your face. So we're ahead about 3 feet from where it was, which I think that puts it a lot better wheelbase. Gets some of the weight off the front. Time we hang the boom back here, and I think I had it figured. The tank should set back here fairly well, because the boom's on a piece of 6-inch channel, so yeah. Center of the tank's going to be almost center of the axle, give or take. It's going to be close enough, I hope. Still got to figure the rest of that, but I think what we're going to do is get the back part back here cleaned up good. I don't really anticipate doing much welding up there, at least not for a while. Our motor brackets, they all bolt to the outside of the frame and hang down, so I think we can go ahead and clean it up and paint it. The only other thing I might do back here is put a hitch on it. It gives a better place to hook on if you do get stuck and you got to pull it backwards, and then if you do need to use it. I mean, we use the hitch on the other one mostly for moving it around since I don't want to start now. Play with it, it might fire up and run, but it's got a dead battery. Either way, you still need someplace on the back to get a hold of it to pull it out if you're stuck. And yeah, you can crawl underneath and hook to the axle, but it's the back axle I ain't too worried about burying. It's the front. It doesn't matter where you go, you're going to put a lot of strain on that. Maybe that's why they put the extra piece there. I don't know. Anyway, gonna call her good for today. I've got 11 cans of this to waste. I mean, to throw on. Just got to get it wiped down and go from there. Probably still going to weld some pieces on for the fenders, depending on what we do for fenders. May end up welding pieces on to set the tank saddle up onto. I don't know yet. I still got to get everything off the other one before we know what we're doing for sure there on this one. But, you know, I got to try to get the running gear in here and get a front wheel on it. Do that stuff before we can get too involved with the rest. Getting closer though. Realistically, once the paint dries, I mean, I can start pulling the other one apart. Hopefully try to get the boom and the tank off kind of together, maybe. I don't know, there's so many hoses to deal with between the hydraulic hoses and the spray hoses. And we're going to have electronic valves on this one, so spray hoses aren't going to have to be as long. Just got to pick a spot back here somewhere to put the valving. I know a lot of them are on the back on the boom and you just run a main line back to it. I don't know if we'll do it that way or not. Save on a lot of small hose, but still got to have some bigger hose. And who knows, we're running a hydraulic drive pump. A pump might be mounted in the back. Nobody says it can't go back there. Put it back there and set it up and use it to suck out of the nurse tank with if I want, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Lots of ideas, lots of different ways to do it. So with that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully I don't piss too many more people off. I mean, I must have pissed some people off because YouTube said that I had like 10 more subscribers a week or so ago than I do now. Who knows? If they're that delicate, maybe they don't need to experience real life. Because I do keep it real. At least I try to. You don't get to hear all the cuss words, just one every now and then. That's enough rambling. Oh, one more ramble though. Everybody knows number one got her new car. She had an 07. That bracket fit the fender on an 07 Tahoe for the CB antenna. Yeah, don't fit on the 19. She got it. Ordered the other day. It came yesterday. She got the bracket on. I don't know if she must. Maybe she got the coax ran. I don't know. She was dinking with it out here, and then it started raining, and I think they gave up. And she's gone, so I can't ask her. She ain't here till tomorrow. So, all right, that's it. Thanks, everybody.